How you doing? This is Chris with Chris's Comments. Sending a little shout out to everybody out there. Happy Saturday! It's the weekend! This entire week, all over the U.S., we had a bunch of shootings going on. Now, and like bring it up again? Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it up again. I'm a concerned citizen. And I'm concerned over all of you out there as well. You know, we got a lot of shooting going on. Most of it has been personal. The only questionable one was the one here in San Antonio, where gunmen shot up a intersection highway, then went down to the airport, shot around again until he got killed by the officer, the FAA officer. Now, there's this thing that I'm noticing, which is a lot of these guys. They've had their own personal reasons. The FedEx one, what do you call it? The one over here, Bryan, Texas. The FedEx one was over in Indianapolis. And I got to questioning, was there a link? Because of the simple fact of how these people are lashing out, you know, and no investigative reporting is being done to tell his politics, his religion, or just his issues that he's got. Not like the Colorado shooter, who was a Muslim that was, you know, that was just pushed too far. Which, you know, that explains it. And there's a solution to that, which is just, you know, stop the hate and do your best to not pitch into it. The one here in San Antonio is just a mind boggler. There was a shooting yesterday as well, Friday. This is Saturday. It was a shooting on Friday afternoon. Again, another time where I was just tired of driving and I had to go in and, you know, turn in for the rest of the day. But yeah, there was a cop that pulled over a truck, and it had 2 men and 1 woman inside. And even though the guy pulled him over for, I can't remember, I think it was a traffic light or something, the driver and the passenger took a couple of shots at the cop, and one of his hands got shot. The cop returned fire, killing the driver, wounding the other male passenger until the passenger died out, and the woman passenger injured. I think she's still alive, and I think the cop is still alive too, which is good. So I have to bring this up again. The focus is about shooters, but at the same time, it's also about cop recognition. You want to recognize this cop as well as the cop at the airport for doing their job. You want to fire and even arrest the guy that shot the 13-year-old boy up in Chicago. There's a trial for that going on right now. And that's, you know, because that's the footage was very clear, you know. The footage was very clear. Even on the first time that it was released and I saw it, you could clearly see the kid did what normal crooks did, and that's throw down any kind of evidence or toss it or chuck it, whether it be a dime bag of marijuana or a weapon. In this case, a weapon. The kid ran, tossed the weapon, held his hands up, hey, I'm innocent, which of course we all know that's a bunch of BS, you know, because once they find the item that is being used illegally, you know, fingerprints and all this comes into play, DNA, and all that comes into play, and it's proof that the kid or the crook or whatever was not innocent, and, you know, cheers to the cop that apprehended him. That's not what happened in this case. Unfortunately, it wound up costing the kid's life. So now we come back to shooters in general. We're not done seeing them. I mean, I know it seems like it because it's exhausting because of this entire week of a shooter here, a shooter there. a trial for a shooting and a trial for this other shooting. But I think it's pretty obvious that the majority of these shots, which were personal, are going to be overshadowed by mass shooters with some kind of issue, some kind of political agenda or religious agenda, or just some douchebag that's been listening to people of hate and wanting to lash out. It's very clear. Here in San Antonio right now, we've got the Aloha Fest. There's a Hawaiians festival taking place. I don't know if the COVID had shut it down or not. I'm going to go ahead in that direction and check it out, see if it's there. Saturday, April 17th, and tomorrow, April 18th, we got that going on. There's a crawfish festival, which I'm really wanting to hit, somewhere over in Bernie, I think. And I'm actually wanting to hit because I love crawfish too. I really like crawfish. I like Hawaiian food, but I am a Texan, and we like our crawfish also. Excuse me. And the one thing that I'm going to be keeping an eye out is anybody with a rifle-sized container or satchel or whatever, a gun belt loaded with bullets and magazines, even if you can't see the automatic weapon or machine gun or whatever, or bolt action rifle. Sorry. And I strongly recommend everybody out there does also. Keep an eye out. That FedEx worker, there was a worker that was just about to go in to clock in and start his shift when he heard the gun firing going on. Pow, 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 pow. That's the way he described it. And he could have ran for cover. He openly admitted that he saw an opportunity to just hide and keep himself out of trouble. But he knew other people were coming in to clock on also. So he literally put himself out there to stop the flow of employees coming in and redirect them by informing them of a gunman that could have been done shooting, made his way out, saw him, and start taking shots at that guy, which thankfully did not happen. Thankfully, that one employee outside of the FedEx warehouse did the right thing. He did a very good thing, and a lot of lives, were prevented of a more worse outcome that could have taken place at the workplace. And the same thing goes with all of you out there, out here, and out there, wherever you're going. You keep an eye out, you see or hear something, nobody's wanting you to be, Superman, but at the same time, everybody's going to be appreciative of your, alarming the others, alerting the others, Sorry. There's the strong wind out here, dust, pollen. I don't know what it is that's making my throat itch. And it's that one little spot right there, right back there. That's making it. Gotta love it when those days come. So, just stay out there, and that's concern from, the simple guy. I'm a rideshare driver, and I see a lot of people, and I love all your cultures. I love all your backgrounds and your characters and your characteristics, and I like meeting the people this way, and I really like it when there's nothing bad going on. Everything from a car crash to a fight on the side, a bar fight, whatever, to some kind of family dispute. Those are all, downheartening things, and, we really don't want them to be taking place. So, and now we've got this additive here, this additive issue, which is, a very big threat. And despite the fact that it brings out the humanity out of all of us, in some form or another. You know, it said mankind can be very noble when things turn to hell, you know. And that is very appreciative, especially, you know, especially down here in Texas, you know. But I wish it upon all of you out there, wherever this particular broadcast is signaling out to, wherever this particular site is signaling out to, whatever receiver, you know, wherever you are. Texas has got its own together. And I'll tell you a little story about that. Hold up. Okay, sorry about that. We got a little story about that down here in San Antonio. You know, in Texas, like in Dallas, there was a sniper that shot at a bunch of cops. He was in perfect position to just kill. But he was stopped by the police that wound up sneaking around and just not giving up and going through the staircases and, you know, the emergency elevator, freight elevator, you know, all this other stuff. They eventually caught the guy. Then the Waco incident, not the Waco, the El Paso incident, where a bunch of Mexicans would cross the border to do some heavy-duty shopping, you know, and just spend their money here in America. Some whacked-out dumbass, pow, started shooting at them. He wound up having his life taken, you know. We had Bryan, Texas, where it was an employee, outraged employee. He got stopped. You know, he's not on the loose. And he's certainly not under some kind of political power for neutrality. He doesn't have any political neutrality. Nobody's catered to him. Nobody does that down here. And then we got San Antonio. Now, just recently I talked about the shooter in the airport who wound up getting gunned down by the cop. Well, he's not the only one that went through something like that. A year ago, or two, I can't remember how long ago it was, over in South Texas, I think it was during the pandemic, over in South Texas, South San Antonio, at a church, this disgruntled man started shooting at the church, making all this ruckus. And then he went inside the church and started shooting churchgoers. And what was supposed to be this huge massacre got thwarted by an unarmed Texan that charged the gunman, knocked him upside his head, startling the gunman, and the gunman ran out. Now, what the gunman didn't realize, he was supposed to have gotten away, but what he didn't realize is that while he was shooting at the church before he walked in, one of the neighbors across the street out of that church was in his garage. He ran inside, got his AR-15, came out, saw the gunman running away from the church, took a couple of shots at him. And the gunman jumped through the parking lot, zigzagging like the coward that he was, jumping into his vehicle. The neighbor and the unarmed churchgoer got into the neighbor's truck and started following the gunman, chasing him down before the cops, you know, while the cops are just getting these calls, getting alerted to what's going on. And then the unarmed gunman, the unarmed churchgoer is calling on the phone, telling him we're following this guy and all this good stuff. And the gunman crashes his vehicle off the road into one of those little drainage ditches, and realizes he's not getting away. The armed neighbor and the unarmed man are right outside the ditch on the street, a little bit outside of shooting distance. They got a good eye on him. You can hear all the cop sirens on their way. So he wound up, you know, biting a bullet. And this is a strong lesson for everybody out there to know that here in San Antonio, it's proof, you know, that you're not helpless. You're not alone, and you know, down here in Texas, you're gonna do some kind of wild shooting, you know, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Plain and simple. If I saw that gunman, I'm a rideshare driver. I'm going to be everywhere. I see a gunman, I'm running him over with my car. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. He's going to need to gun me down. He's going to need to riddle the car with bullets and plug me one. I'm hitting him with my car. That's just how we roll down here in San Antonio. Sorry. Yeah. So the advice out here to you guys is don't be a hero. But at the same time, don't assume that just because some guy's got a gun that you're helpless. You see him, call the cops. Alert your surrounding people. You see a guy heading into a building with a freaking machine gun. I mean, common sense, people. Let's be common sense about this. Let's take care of each other. Why? Well, we go to this common sense on common ground mentality because it's a good way to take care of each other. I'm sure y'all know this. I ain't telling y'all nothing new. This is just a little reminder from a concerned little nobody. Take care of each other. Look out for each other. Who knows? You might have the opportunity to hit a gunman with your car. Who knows? You might just be close enough to knock the crap out of the guy that thinks he's got the power just because he can pull the trigger. This guy that thinks for whatever reason, disgruntled at his job, hating other race. He was dropped too many times as a baby, so he's just this dumbass. Whatever the reason. For right now, just stay alert, be aware of your surroundings, and do your part in taking care of whoever is there around you. Not just yourself, but everybody else that's around. We'll be fine. But I honestly think there's still a couple of more guys that's gonna be lashing out for whatever reason, because it's already being proven right now that on the job lash outs isn't getting anybody anywhere. So I don't really see disgruntled employees coming up this weekend. I don't see, we've already got a guy that's lashed out because of his religious lifestyle, being a Muslim. Yeah, so I see everybody right now just being cool with each other, as far as anybody, with a turban or Jewish star, necklace, whatever. I see us all sort of calming down about that, proving, hey, we're not bigots, and all this other stuff. That guy had a bad thing going on, And as far as workplace shootings, well, it's pretty obvious that it's not resulting to anything anyway. We haven't heard anything from FedEx or from Kentmore Countertops. I haven't heard anything about these businesses saying, no, we're against discrimination. We're against this. We're against that. They haven't made any kind of statements. So it's pretty obvious that that there's lashing out and stuff in the workplace. It's gonna be coming down to a calm, or it's gonna be leading to a scandal. But whatever the case, you're gonna hear some public speaker saying, don't lash out, seek help. My question is, where are all the blood-sucking attorneys? If this really was discrimination in the workplace and all that, why aren't there any lawyers out there, trying to defend this guy? Excuse me. Why aren't there any blood-sucking lawyers trying to defend this guy before he even thinks about picking up a gun? You know what I'm saying? Where do they all go? Maybe that's another question to look into. So let's see. Recap. Gunmen, shooters, speculation that there's more coming up. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Whether going around the corner or going to an event like the way I'm going to, be alert. Be alert. Stay alert. Take care of each other. Take care of each other and take care of yourselves. Don't forget, we still got a pandemic going on. We got a virus. I got my shot, by the way, and I still feel good. It's the Johnson & Johnson 1 shot, 1 kill. I wanted the two-parter. I wanted the first amount to get my body accustomed to it, and then the second one to finish the job. But the only thing that was available was the Johnson & Johnson 1 shot, 1 kill vaccination. So that's fine. I mean, it's, I got it out of the way. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Yeah. Don't forget, we still got a pandemic. We got variation coming up again. It's already in the U.S. So, still stay careful, stay cool, disinfect. I'm not leaving this environment for anything all the time. I'm always working here, so I'm breathing disinfected air. Any virus that makes it to me is a pretty strong one, But sorry about this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all take care. Y'all take it easy. Continue to have a safe weekend. We'll see you next time. There's other stuff too that I'm going to be bringing back. I'm going to be bringing back the cancel culture thing, because I've been noticing that there's a lot more examples of it from way back in the day, from before this was called cancel culture. There's a lot of stuff concerning it, and going to be bringing back some the immigration updates. Just throwing my 2 cents in it. And if there's anything that you think you might want to know what ordinary people think down here in Texas, just throw it in the comments, or a lot of you who are watching my stuff is actually over on the chat sites, so just throw something out there on the chat sites as well. And that's it. I'll try to broaden the comments. But right now, I'm just hitting the more important issues that are going on right now, just because of the simple fact of the unexpectancy of it, the unexpected outcomes of such, violence and the negativity towards it, just because it is an issue, which makes no sense. But at the same time, that's what people of hate do. They make a bunch of BS out of nothing. So, as far as everybody thinking that everybody's choosing a side and going this way and going that way, well, not really, no. There are people that are making decisions, like myself, who's going one way or not the other, or this way, but stopping it at a certain level. That's, it's very important that I do that, because it's my way. Not everybody is out there choosing a side like the way they're speculating, and a lot of you viewers out there are in the same predicament. So that's the dealio. I'll be hitting other subjects and stuff right now. I'm going to be taking off. It's time to start work. It's Saturday. I don't do Saturday mornings. I do Saturday afternoons and evenings. So y'all take it easy. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. Chris out.